Today, on Be Something Wonderful, sick and tired of no movement and unwanted 3D conditions? Do this. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Big video today. I want to talk about this client that said, Tom, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of no movement and unwanted conditions. I love it. She moved to this. In our first session, it was just talking about how tired she is and exhausted she is and frustrated she is. And I'm going to talk about some of the things we talked about, right? But then by the second session, she just declared it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of no movement and unwanted 3D conditions. Then she moved. Everything started changing, right? She saw that greater reality, and that greater reality then started reflecting or being projected out into her hologram of her 3D experience. Very big. So when we had first met, she goes, I'm just tired, exhausted, and frustrated with no movement. 3D conditions, they seem worse, right? And she goes, I'm just sick and tired of it, right? And we talked about this idea that, look, and I've talked about this many times, you can't be looking out there to see if things change, because that implies that you haven't changed, right? Once you change within, make that the only thing that matters. Remember, that's your preference anyway. That new reality, that new identity is your preference. Don't make the conditions, the reflection, the projection, the hologram instantly manifesting a condition of being the identity or the reality that you prefer anyway. Be that reality no matter what. Then that projection, then that reflection, then that hologram must reflect that. Right? And she moved to that. It was sort of like the anomalous burst of energy that we've talked about in many videos now. But it really came from that conviction within, that decision that she's just sick and tired of being sick and tired. She's going to move to fulfillment. She's going to move to the that and powerful identity that I'm already that, right? Wanting, needing, and assisting that 3D conditions change before you do is exhausting and frustrating. Sure, it literally makes you sick. In her case, it made her sick. She had all sorts of things, colds and aches and pains, all sorts of things that were making her sick and tired, right? She was projecting that out. Remember, here you are at the center of infinity, the center of all that is, the center of the divine mind. You're the operant power of the divine mind. You're the center of its operation. There you are. And there's the larger you. You're right there, and you're projecting out. If you keep looking out there saying, they haven't changed. That's what you keep seeing. But once you understand that new identity, that new reality is who you want to be and what you want to experience anyway, move to it no matter what. Then that reflection must reflect that. Then that projection must be what you want. Then that hologram must be what you're going to live. Right? To desire something and not be it and have it makes you sick and tired. And this literally made her sick and tired. She was exhausted. She had exhaustion, right? She actually said she had to go for a doctor visit because she felt exhaustion and she felt sick, right? You haven't changed if you're looking out there and being consumed by undesirable conditions and your thoughts and feelings about those conditions. Those outer conditions are always changing, and same are your thoughts and feelings. And if you're being consumed by them, right, then they can't change. You've got to move to that reality within, move to that identity within now, declare it within, then they must change, right? They must reflect who you are. Remember, you be the I am that consumes the conditions and not be consumed by them. You devour all conditions because you're greater than all of it. The conceiver is forever greater than its conceptions. The creator is forever greater than its conceptions, its creations. Right? You are the greater reality. This is powerful. The desire to be and have something different is the physical lower mind translation of that divine urge and burning desire to know yourself as source. I am. That's what that desire is. All desires, whether you feel that they're burning or not, are all from that divine urge or that burning desire to know yourself as source. to know yourself as life, to know yourself as existence. You are existence. I am is existence itself, to know yourself. That's that. It gets translated into these desires, but that's what that is. It's a burning desire to know yourself as source. You don't have to get rid of that, right? Instead, move from being, move from becoming, not being, from becoming, right? You feel like you're in a state of becoming, oh no, this is right. Move from being consumed to being curious. Hear this. What a difference. Move from being consumed to being curious about those conditions. Like Moses was about when he saw the burning bush. He was curious. He wanted to check it out. The bush wasn't burning. In other words, your I am is never affected by those outer appearances. It's never affected by the burning desires of those outer appearances. Right? So, and then after you're curious about it, declare it. I am that no matter what. Get curious. Have fun with this. Right? Instead of being consumed by your desires in those appearances, be curious about them. Then move to what you want. Declare who you want to be and stay there. All of it's just a reflection, projection, and manifestation from within you anyway. So when you be curious about what you are projecting, what you're reflecting, what you're seeing, what you're manifesting. Just like you're curious about your night dreams, it all comes from within you. Same with the daydream that we're seeing here, the dream of 3D reality. It all comes from within you. Be curious about it. And then decide, I'm that, I am no matter what. Nothing affects me. That's power. And this is remember when Moses, when the Lord spoke to Moses, and in front of the burning bush, the angel of the Lord of the law appeared to him in a blazing fire from the midst of a bush. The bush was burning with fire, yet the bush was not consumed. Hear this, the bush was not consumed. It's not consumed by those fiery appearances. It's not consumed by those fiery conditions, right? It's not consumed by your burning desire to know yourself as source, no matter what those desires are. Your desires or your burning desire to know yourself as source cannot consume or affect who you really are. I am. Nor can the appearances of unwanted conditions affect who you really are. The blazing fire, think of the blazing fire as your burning desire. Think of the bush burning with fire as the appearances of undesired 3D conditions. Behind those appearances, at the center of those appearances, at the center of all your burning desire, is source, is who you really are. I am. And it's never consumed by any of it. It's never affected by any of it. That's powerful. I am awareness is the glowing, radiating light that's at the center, untouched by appearances. That bush that's glowing within there, that's your I am, that's your awareness of being. It's forever untouched by the appearances. It's forever untouched by the burning desires. Remember, your desires in 3D reality might change, or from your lower mind, you might desire this and then desire that. But all of it is from an unchanging, burning desire to know yourself as source, to know yourself as life, to know yourself as existence. That never changes. That I am's forever untouched by any of these appearances or any of your changing desires. Right? Be curious and remember you are source. In other words, turn away from what they appear to be and see the greater reality within them. Do you see it? You're not turning away from the conditions. You're turning away from what the conditions appear to be. Everything is ultimate reality. It's all you. That projection, that reflection, that manifestation is coming from within you. When we say turn away from conditions, we're saying turn away from what they appear to be. Don't judge them. See the greater reality within them. This is what Moses said. I must turn aside now and see this marvelous sight, why the bush is not burned up. So he's turning aside to take a look, to investigate. He's curious, right? A marvelous sight, those 3D conditions. He's not moved by the fire. He's not afraid of the fire. He's curious about it. Why is the bush not burned up? I am untouched by those conditions. I am untouched by those appearances. Do you see it? You look away from what they appear to be and look at the greater reality of what they really are. right? To turn away from what 3D conditions appear to be, not from the conditions themselves. See the fulfillment behind all appearances, right? So you're not turning away from the conditions, you're turning away from what they appear to be and calling forth that greater reality that you want, your desired reality, seeing the greater reality behind it no matter what. That's power. So when the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here I am. So Moses turns aside from the appearances, investigates it, knows that I am is never touched, and then declares, here I am. Declaring a new reality. I am here no matter what those appearances are showing me. I am here. So you turn aside from what they look like to what they really are. Here I am. I am that I am no matter what. I'm complete. I'm fulfilled. Your I am awareness is at the center of all desires. Meaning it's the burning desire to know yourself as source. Those desires might change. The 3D desires, the lower mind desires, but the burning desire to know yourself as source never changes. That's at the center. It's at the center of those burning desires, at the center of those appearances, in those outer conditions of people, events, and circumstances, and thoughts and feelings. At the center of all of that is you, I am. Untouched, unaffected by any of it. You are the center. It's not to run away from it. You cannot run away from who you are or who you're being. You stay at the center and know there's a greater reality going on that's never touched by any of it. Here I am. 3D desires and appearances change, but I am, and your burning desire to know yourself at source never changes. Do you see it? Your 3D desires might change. The appearances of conditions certainly will change, but the center of it, who you really are, that burning desire, that I am awareness never changes. That radiating light and joy within you never changes. I am that no matter what. That's power today. The feeling of wish fulfilled is a conscious awareness of what's already within you. I am that. That's what the feeling is. It's a conscious awareness. We're not talking about the temporary changing thoughts and feelings. It's the conviction of being already that which you desire to be and having that which you desire to have. It's not a state of becoming and getting. It's not a becoming energy and a getting energy. It's a being energy and a giving energy. Giving of yourself, like Moses, here I am. Moses, surrendering to the wish fulfilled. Surrendering to that bush that never burns. Here I am. Here I am in my new identity. Here I am in that new state of being. Here I am on what I want to, assuming what I want to be no matter what. Just like my client. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Here I am. It's a being, it's a giving. It's giving yourself to that giving. It's the abandonment to your wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard says. Surrendering to your prayer of fulfillment. Surrendering to who you really are. Here I am. It's a surrender to your wish fulfilled no matter what's appearing or what you're thinking and feeling. No matter what those external appearances are, and no matter what you're thinking or feeling about them, here I am. It's a giving energy, a being energy. It's not a becoming and getting, right? You don't have to become anyone different. You already are that. I am. Here I am. Not here I become or here I get something. Here I am. It's self-abandonment to I am that no matter what. Very powerful. When I speak a feeling, Neville Goddard says this, I do not mean emotion, but the acceptance of the fact that it is fulfilled. It's the acceptance of that gift, the giving of yourself, accepting that within. It's all you. As you surrender and give of yourself, you accept that as your new state, as your new beingness, as your new identity. It's the giving of yourself and accepting that I am fulfilled no matter what. It's a being and giving energy, not a becoming and getting energy, right? I got to become someone different. I got to get something out of 3D, right? 3D reality or from other people. It's a being and giving energy. How do I do it? This is what Neville Goddard says. Self-abandonment, that's the secret. You must abandon yourself mentally to wish fulfilled in the love for that state, in your source. In doing so, live in the new state and no more in the old state. In other words, consume that old reality, that old state. Be that new identity no matter what. That's your preference anyway. right? Regardless of what is being projected in the moment, or what's being reflected in the moment, or what looks like the manifested appearances in the moment. Your preference is to be that new state no matter what. So be it, and then stop looking out there to see if it changed and know that it has changed because you have changed. And then it must rearrange itself around you no matter what. Sick and tired with no movement and unwanted 3D conditions? Do that. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on our videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for joining us on TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for being part of our membership channel. If you're a member, thank you for joining. If you're not, check it out. There's a link below. We released a live stream late last month on the membership channel. We released 2 videos since then. We have another video coming out this weekend, I think. And we also have a live stream in a few weeks to be broadcast exclusively on the membership channel, our 8th live stream. Keep sending your questions to info@besomethingwonderful.com. I'm going to be answering your questions live last Sunday this month in November. Creators, this is Tom with the Be Something Wonderful studios here in Las Vegas, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. We'll see you soon.